Part number 8 presents harmonic current cancellation in the line current of multipulse converter. Apart from that, it also includes merits, demerits, and various applications of multipulse converter. Let me begin with the harmonic current cancellation concept and try to understand how does the phase shifting transformer help us to produce less magnitude of harmonic in the line current while converting AC parameters into DC using the multipulse converter. It is required to investigate the phase displacement of harmonic currents when they are referred from the secondary to primary side of the phase shifting transformer. So to do the harmonic analysis and to understand the harmonic current cancellation, I have considered one case where the primary winding of the phase shifting transformer is in the delta manner and the secondary winding is in the star manner. So on the secondary side, the nonlinear load is connected and the three-phase balanced AC supply is fed to the three-phase balanced delta connected winding of the transformer. Because the primary winding is in the delta manner and the secondary winding is in the star manner, the phase displacement produced between the primary side line to line voltage and the secondary side line to line voltage is equal to minus 30 degree. So this statement implies that we have to investigate the phase displacement of the harmonic current when the secondary side current is referred on the primary side. It is the phase displacement that makes it possible to cancel certain harmonic currents which is generated by three-phase nonlinear loop. So the fundamental factor to eliminate harmonics into the source current is the phase displacement produced by this phase shifting transformer, and the source of harmonic in this system is the nonlinear load. So as I said earlier that a delta Y transformer which is feeding a nonlinear load is considered for the harmonic analysis purpose. Assume that the voltage ratio VAB to V small ab of the transformer is unity with a turns ratio of N1 divided by N2 is equal to root 3. This is the assumption we are making for the harmonic analysis purpose. The transformer has a phase angle of delta. Here it is minus 30 degree. For a three-phase balanced system, a line currents of the nonlinear load which is IA, IB and IC can be mathematically expressed as IA is equal to sigma n is equal to 1, 5, 7, 11 and so on to infinite, In sin n omega t, IB which makes 120 degree displacement with respect to IA, so that can be mathematically expressed as sigma n is equal to 1, 5, 7 and so on to infinite In sin of n of omega t minus 120 degree, and IC which makes 240 degree displacement with respect to the first line current IA, so that can be mathematically presented as sigma n is equal to 1, 5, 7, 11 up to infinite In sin of n of omega t minus 240 degree. So the IA, IB and IC, these three are the line currents for the nonlinear load which are mathematically expressed over here. Moving ahead, in this expression, In is referred as the peak value of the nth order harmonic current, where IA and IB are referred to the primary side. When the line current IA is referred on the primary side, then that current is I dash AP, and when IB current is referred on the primary side, that current is I dash BB. So these two currents can be mathematically expressed as I dash AP is equal to IA into N2 divided by N1. This is the expression written with the base of transformer turns ratio and the current ratio relationship. So the primary side current divided by secondary side current is equal to the number of turns on the secondary side divided by number of turns on the primary side. But in the previous slide we have assumed that N2 divided by N1 is equal to 1 divided by root 3. So that we have substituted, and expansion of the IA is written, which is I1 sin 1 omega t plus I5 sin 5 omega t plus I7 sin 7 omega t and so on. The same procedure is followed for the second current, which is I dash BP. So the primary side current divided by secondary side current is equal to the number of turns in the secondary coil divided by number of turns in the primary coil, and we have assumed that N2 divided by N1 is equal to 1 upon root 3, that we have substituted, and the expansion of the IB is written. So that can be done from this equation by substituting N is equal to 1, 5, 7. Subsequently we can write this series. So I1 sin of omega t minus 120 degree. Thereafter when we substitute 5, I5 sin 5 omega t minus 240 degree. Thereafter substituting N is equal to 7, I7 sin 7 omega t minus 120 degree and so on. So I dash AP and I dash BP, these are the two currents when the line current IA and IB are referred on the primary side, from which the primary line current can be easily found. So by applying the KCL at this node, we can write the equation I dash A is equal to I dash AP minus I dash BP. So we have the equation of I dash AP as well as I dash BP when we substitute these two equations into this one. And finally, doing the simplification, we can write this expression that current I dash A consists of two types of terms. The first having n omega t minus delta, and second having n omega t plus delta. So the terms having the minus delta are grouped together, and the terms having the positive delta are grouped as second. So for n is equal to 1, 7 and 13, we get minus delta, and for n is equal to 5, 11 and 17, we get the positive delta. Keep in mind that delta is equal to minus 30 degree, which is shown over here, and that is because primary is in the delta and the secondary is in the star connection. So whichever the terms has minus 30 degree, they are written with the positive delta, and whichever the terms has positive 30 degree, those terms are written with the negative delta. So all the terms are divided into two parts. The first is having the minus delta and the second having the positive delta. In short, the first sigma on the right hand side includes, which is this one, all the harmonic currents of the positive sequence where n is equal to 1, 7, 13 and so on, while the second sigma represents all the negative sequence harmonic which are n is equal to 5, 11, 17 and so on. So this equation implies that all the possible harmonics in the line currents are divided into two groups. The first group is known as the positive sequence harmonic, and the second group is known as the negative sequence harmonic. Moving ahead, harmonic cancellation. The phase shifting angle delta of the Y and delta connected secondary winding is 0 degree and 30 degree respectively. We have considered the 12 pulse converter. In the 12 pulse converter, we have seen that the primary winding is in the star manner. Then on the secondary side, we require two 3-phase windings. The first winding on the secondary side should be of star fashion, and the second three-phase winding on the secondary side should be of the delta manner. So the phase displacement between these two winding is equal to 0 degree, and the phase displacement between these two winding is equal to 30 degree. The voltage ratio VAB to V small ab is equal to 2. That assumption we are making to understand the harmonic cancellation. The line currents in the secondary windings can be expressed as, in the secondary winding we have the line current IA, IB, IC, then IA bar, IB bar and IC bar. For the understanding of the harmonic current cancellation, we are going to consider only line A and A bar current. The same theory is applicable for the other line currents as well. So by keeping these IA and IA bar in mind, let us try to understand this concept. So IA is written as sigma n is equal to 1, 5, 7, 11 and so on in sin n omega t, whereas IA bar, which is over here, is mathematically expressed as sigma n is equal to 1, 5, 7, 11 to infinite in sin of n of omega t plus delta. Here the phase displacement is delta and here the phase displacement is 0. So instead of writing 30 degree in the expression, the phase displacement is written as delta. So these are the two currents on the secondary side. Both are the line currents. This line current is present on the first secondary winding and this line current is present in the second secondary winding. So when IA, this current, is referred to the primary side, the phase angle of the all harmonic currents remains unchanged. The reason? Y-Y connection. Primary is in the star manner, secondary is also in the star manner. So the referred current is given by I dash A is equal to 1/2 I1 sin omega t plus I5 sin omega t plus I7 sin omega t and so on. In short, using the transformer turns ratio and current ratio relationship and by substituting the turns ratio is equal to 1/2 and expanding this expression, we can write I dash A. The line current A when referred on the primary side is expressed by this way. When IA bar, when this current is referred to the primary side, then what happens? I dash A bar, right? So I dash A bar is the current when IA bar is referred on the primary side. So same as the earlier, by taking the current ratio and transformer turns ratio relationship and substituting this IA bar into the expression, we can write this equation 1/2 inside the bracket sigma n is equal to 1, 7, 13 and so on in sin of n of omega t plus delta minus delta plus sigma n is equal to 5, 11, 17 to infinite in sin of n of omega t plus delta plus delta. In the previous slide, we have seen that when one winding in the phase shifting transformer is of the star connection and the second winding in the phase shifting transformer is in the delta manner, then the source current has two types of harmonic. The first is positive sequence harmonic, which can be written like this, and second is the negative sequence harmonic, which can be expressed by this way. So when this current is referred on the primary side, that means this I dash A bar contains both type of harmonics, positive sequence harmonics as well as the negative sequence harmonics. And when we do the expansion of this expression for the further analysis, then we can write 1/2 I1 sin 1 omega t minus I5 sin 5 omega t minus I7 sin 7 omega t plus I11 sin 11 omega t and so on. So this one represents the I dash A bar and this equation represents I dash A. So I dash A is the line current, IA is referred on a primary side, and I dash A bar is the line current when IA bar is referred on the primary side. So the finally source current IA is the addition of these two currents. So I have to add this expression with this one to get IA. So when I add these two expressions, I get IA is equal to 1 upon 2 I1 sin 1 omega t plus I11 sin 11 omega t plus I13 sin 13 omega t and so on. So by observing this expression closely, you can see that I5 sin 5 omega t, that term is missing. I7 sin 7 omega t, that term is also missing. The reason, the one equation has those terms with the positive sign and the other equation has those terms with the negative sign. So when we add two expressions, then 5 and 7, right, here you can see that I5 is the positive and here I5 is the negative. Here I7 is positive and in this expression I7 is negative. So when I add these two expressions, then in the resultant equation both these terms get cancelled, right? So you can see that the 5th order, 7th order, similarly 17th as well as the 19th harmonic currents are also absent. The reason, these harmonic currents in IA and I dash are 180 degree, which is out of phase and therefore cancelled. In one term they are positive, in the second expression they are negative. So when I add these two expression, so in the final equation all these harmonics get cancelled. So this is how the different configuration of the windings inside the phase shifting transformer plays an essential role to eliminate the significant harmonics in the source current. Now let us do the comparison between multi-level converter and the multipulse converter. Multi-level converter is an inverter concept, whereas the multipulse converter is a rectifier concept. So the multi-level converter provides AC output, whereas the multipulse converter produces the DC output. In the multi-level concept, there is no need of the phase shifting transformer, but in the multipulse converter, the phase shifting transformer is an essential component. Next parameter for the comparison is the isolated output. The multi-level converter does not provide multiple isolated output, which means that more than one output and all the outputs should be isolated from each other. That is not possible in the multi-level converter, but in the multipulse converter, on the secondary side, when we connect the rectifier units and if we keep all the rectifier units in the separate manner, then we can produce multiple isolated DC output. Whatever the AC output is generated by the multi-level concept, that can be used to drive the AC load, and in the multipulse converter the DC output is connected to either voltage source inverter or any specific DC load. Multi-level converter can be configured in the different multi-level output, whereas the multipulse converter can be configured in the different multipulse output. In short, multi-level converter with normally 3 to 9 levels are used. 3-level multi-level converter, 5-level multi-level converter, 7-level multi-level converter and so on. And in multipulse converter with normally 18 and 24 pulses are used. The multi-level converter has ability to reduce the line current harmonic distortion by the PWM techniques. The PWM technique is necessary to reduce the harmonic in the line current. Whereas in the case of multipulse converter, the phase shifting transformer is mandatory. Higher the number of the level, lower the line current distortion, we have seen earlier. In the multipulse converter, we have seen that higher the number of the rectifier pulses at the output side, the lower the line current distortion. That implies while moving from 12 pulse to 18, 18 to 24 pulse, we can further reduce the magnitude of total harmonic distortion in the source current. Thereafter, normally higher order harmonics can be cancelled by the multi-level converter, But in the case of multipulse converter, the lower order harmonics present into the source currents are cancelled. In the multi-level converter, there is a possibility of LC resonance, because if we consider the flying capacitor multi-level inverter, that multi-level converter construction has capacitors, and if the load is inductive in nature, then there may be possibility of LC resonance. But in the case of multipulse converter, there is no possibility of LC resonance. So these are the key points of the comparison between the multi-level and the multipulse concept. Moving ahead, advantages of the multipulse converter. The first advantage is the advantage of using 2 or more 6-pulse circuits like this. Rather than just connecting them in parallel or series manner, harmonic cancellation takes place and the power quality at the input and output is improved. Next advantage, higher pulse number means fewer input harmonics, better power factor and smoother output. Thereafter, multipulse converter is used for the higher power level, which is greater than 500 kW, and sometimes it is also used at lower power levels where the power quality is critical. Next advantage of the multipulse converter is it normally does not require any LC filter or the power factor compensators, which leads to elimination of the possible LC resonance. Few disadvantages of the multipulse converter. The first disadvantage is the parallel connection is also possible, but it requires interphase reactor for the correct operation. It is something like dual converter, where we need the interphase reactor in order to prevent the circulation of the current, right? So to eliminate the circulating current, we prefer to have interphase reactor in the construction while connecting two converters in parallel fashion. So in the multipulse converter, we can connect two units of 6-pulse rectifier in the parallel manner, but we need the interphase reactor. Next disadvantage of the multipulse converter is in the 12-pulse converter, the 12K plus or minus 1 order of the harmonics are left in the source current and the remaining harmonics are eliminated. So whichever the harmonics are present into the source current, for them we need to design the filter. So that is the disadvantage. Phase shifting transformer design is difficult as the output pulse increases, right? I have described earlier that moving from 12 pulse to 18 pulse, we need 4 windings, 1 primary winding and 3 on the secondary side. And moving from 18 pulse to 24 pulse, then the phase shifting transformer must have 5 windings, the 1 winding on the primary side and the 4 windings on the secondary side. So as we keep on increasing the number of the pulses, then the design of the phase shifting transformer becomes more difficult. Applications of multipulse converter. The first one is the HVDC transmission system. Thereafter, we can use the multipulse converter in adjustable speed synchronous motor drive for the large ratings. Thereafter, front end of the switching mode powers like SMPS, UPS, AC to DC motor drives, DC servo drives, etc. Railways working on DC, where we can use this multipulse converter. After that, the welding equipment working on high frequency, there also this multipulse converter concept can be used. DC motor drives with regenerative capacity. So these are the applications of multipulse converter.